Today we are going to be making a custard tart. For this we're going to make a sweet pastry, so we're going to need 200 grams of plain flour, 150 grams of butter, 75 grams of caster sugar which you stir in with your flour, and then we'll use 2 egg yolks to bind it. So you're going to start off by cutting your butter into smaller pieces, whether this is before you put it in or in the flour, and this is starting the shortening process before you're actually going to rub it in with your fingers. So this is going to coat each of the starch grains in the flour with a waterproof coating of fat from the butter, and that is going to prevent too much liquid absorbing and forming long chains of gluten. So once it's got to breadcrumbs and it's all rubbed in, you are ready to do the next stage, where you're going to add in your egg yolks, and that will bind it together. So make sure that you are separating your egg yolks and putting your egg whites into a clean grease-free bowl if you're going to use them for something else. And whilst you're doing this, make sure that you preheat your oven to 220 degrees C or gas mark 7. So you're going to need your egg yolks, and this is going to enrich your pastry, so it's adding protein to your pastry and adding nutritional value to it. So make sure that you do each egg yolk in turn, so that you are not contaminating any of the egg white of your yolk splits. Stir this together and it should start to form clumps. You may need to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of cold water to bring it together. So stir it in, bring it together. You are going to start trying to knead it slightly, but only slightly, just to bring it together into a dough ball. Once you've got it into a dough ball, you are going to roll out a small amount between 2 pieces of greaseproof paper or cling film, and then you are going to chill it in the fridge until you are ready to use it. So you want it about the thickness of a pound coin and big enough to fit the size of your tin. Once it has rested and relaxed, you are going to line your tin so that it fills the tin well and it goes down to the corners. So lift it up at the edges and gently ease it into the corners of the tin. So you're going to prepare your custard, so you're going to measure out, you double cream your milk, and you're then going to start to warm them gently on the hob until it's just lukewarm. So you want it so that it's hand hot. And then you're going to separate some more eggs, so you need a couple of egg yolks and some caster sugar that you are going to whisk together just to combine and get it a little bit fluffier. You can also add your vanilla extract into here as well, and then you are going to gently whisk in your warmed milk and cream mixture. You don't want it too hot because you don't want to scramble your eggs, and that is then going to be your filling. So once that's all whisked in and incorporated, you are going to pass your custard through a sieve to take out any bits before we are going to pour it into our pastry case. So the egg yolk in the custard is going to coagulate our mixture. If you wanted a richer custard, you could use all cream, but the egg yolks are going to heat and they're going to set your mixtures as they denature. So just trim off the pastry case edge a little bit before you fill it. Don't take too much off because we can trim it at the end. We don't want it to shrink back as it's cooking. So you're then going to fill your mixture, but before you do that, just use some of the egg white to just brush the bottom of your pastry, and then pour your custard filling into it before grating over some fresh nutmeg. And then it's going to bake for about 30 minutes in the oven. For the first 10 minutes it's on gas mark 7 or 220, and then you're going to lower the temperature to 180 to ensure that the pastry is cooked and the filling is set. So once your filling has set, your custard tart should be ready, and you can just trim off the edges of your pastry and then serve your custard tart.